Francisco. I was always awful at geography. So what are you doing here in New York, I mean?
I'm doing some advance work for a singer I handle. He just broke up from his group, and we're going to rebase our operation here.
Oh, what kind of singer?
Ken George Jones.
I've heard of him. I don't listen to much rock, but he's wonderful.
Well, I think he'd agree with you about that, and so do I.
Yeah, you know, from your first letter, I thought you were in the boxing game. I mean, all you said was you was a manager. So naturally, I thought you were following in the family tradition.
You were some kind of champion, weren't you? My father remembered you as a fantastic fighter, a light heavyweight.
No. Middleweight. In those days. Mostly as an amateur. I had 40 fights.
Oh, Lord, you got him started.
Yeah, but 4 as a professional. I won the first 3 by a decision, and the 4th one I got knocked senseless. Fortunately, the war came along just about then.
Wow, it's a great sport. We should get down to the garden sometime together. I can get those passes whenever you want. PR man owes me about a dozen favors. You wouldn't believe the trouble I have bailed him out of.
No kidding.
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
Well, I'm glad you're not in boxing. I don't like it. I think show business is much more interesting. Ooh, isn't it wonderful we have somebody in the Ryan family who's involved in something so exciting?
I came in, wasn't it?
It was.
I heard about that business with the Senate. Music is supposed to be the toughest business in the world, but I think politics may be even worse. He had a bum rap.
You better believe it.
Yes, well, Francis misses politics, but he's practicing law again and doing just fine.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Look, excuse me, will you? But I got to get this out there.
How many children do you have?
5. Well, 4. Our daughter Mary was killed in an auto accident a few months ago.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. And we have a daughter, Kathleen. She lives in Pittsburgh with her 2 children and her husband. And then Patrick, that's the doctor in the family. He's finishing up his internship down in Texas. And Siobhan, the youngest, why, she has a job, and she's married, and she's living in Brooklyn. And her husband is in the fishing business.
Well, you must have had your hands full raising them all.
Oh, I'd say that wasn't easy, but...
You enjoyed every minute of it.
I wouldn't say every minute, but still... I still do, you know.
Hey, lady. It's Patrick. He's on the phone.
Speaking to the devil.
Oh, you'll have to excuse me.
Say hello for me. Not that he wants to hear from me. No, Pat's nice. He always was, even when we got divorced. Well, he's just a very nice person.
I must have misunderstood earlier. I thought you'd been married to Frank.
Oh, him too. I was married to both of them. Not at the same time.
Uh-huh.
You want some more tea?
Thanks. Are you, married to any of the Ryans now?
There aren't any left. I'm married to Roger. Sort of. We're separated.
And he's not a Ryan.
Nope. He's a doctor. Dr. Roger Coleridge. You're not laughing at me, are you?
No, I'm just trying to sort it all out. Not every day that I run into a beautiful woman who's been married to 2 of my cousins.
Well, I guess it does sound strange. It's hard for people to understand who don't know me. It's hard for me to understand, and I do know me. Sometimes.
I'm not laughing at you, dear. What do you do?
Generally speaking, or...
No. I mean for work. You're obviously too intelligent to be just an ex-wife and mother.
Well, I own a restaurant. I mean, I will. We haven't opened yet.
That's terrific.
Yeah, it is. It's in Central Park. Delia's Crystal Palace. That's the name because, there's all this crystal. And because...
And you're Delia.
That's right. Oh, something I always dreamed of, but I never thought it could be real. But it is. It's going to be the most wonderful place, and I designed it myself because I wanted it to reflect my personality.
Well, then it must be very special.
Yeah.
May I see it sometime?
Well, actually, I was thinking of going over there now, but you're probably busy.
No, I'm not. And if you let me go along, I promise not to steal any of the silver or too much of your time. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That's him.
Right.
Who was he?
Lawrence Overman. Born Bridgeport, Connecticut, 1944. First arrest, Atlanta, Georgia, 1962. Convicted for armed robbery, served 4 years of a 6-year sentence. Paroled and relocated to New York 2 years later. Subsequent arrests, suspicion of extortion, assault, rape.
Narcotics?
No, nothing. Which is why your first line of inquiry didn't turn up anything. That's not to say that you were wrong, either.
Yeah. How was he killed?
It's a professional hit. 1 bullet right in the back of the neck. He was pretty messed up. He must have had a hell of a struggle.
As soon as I seriously start looking for the guy, he turns up dead.
Well, looking at his record, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. I don't know, Jack. Could be coincidence.
Yeah, could be. Could also be somebody didn't want me to find him, which would mean that they know I'm onto something.
Who are they, Jack?
Is there anything in his record that would suggest any kind of connection in any way with Tiso Novotny?
Novotny? No, but that doesn't mean he wasn't. I mean, I know that somebody had to be looking out for this guy. This guy's background, it's strictly small time. There's no way he could have gotten off on the charges he's been carrying over the last couple of years without somebody backing him up. Look at this. 3 times he was defended by top criminal lawyers, the kind who don't handle guys like this unless someone is behind him. I don't know. In that case, Novotny could easily be the one, as easily as anybody else, particularly if Overman was involved with narcotics, as you said he was.
Yeah, he was, I'm sure about that. I saw him make a drop, so did Mary in the coffee house. I'm pretty sure she saw him again the day she died. She followed him, and he found out.
All right, Jack, look. You're closing in on something here. And I think you may be right when you said that they're on to you. Now, you better get hit to this, Jack. You have any idea how dangerous this could get?
Look, I'll hand over all my information to you guys. You start an official investigation, particularly if there's a guy named Phil Hirsch, and I'll keep asking some questions.
Good. Let's go.
Fantastic.
I'm glad you think so.
Oh, the whole place is so good. I wish I'd done it myself. That sounds obnoxious, doesn't it?
No, sounds like you really like it.
I think you are some kind of a genius. I wish you'd tell me how much this whole operation cost. Now, I realize that may be privileged information, of course.
Well, it cost a lot of money. I don't know how much exactly. It hasn't all been added up yet.
Now, that's not fair, Delia.
What?
In addition to being talented and very beautiful, you're also rich.
No, I'm not. You know what I'm really a genius at is commodities. The commodities market, at least I used to be. But I got out and I invested my earnings in the Crystal Palace.
Which is going to be a gold mine.
Oh, from your mouth to God's ears, as Maeve would say.
Now, with God's help and the right promotion, it cannot miss.
Barry, what is the right promotion?
See? Good news.
Bobby.
They delivered the linen, including 1,000 napkins, so you can quit worrying.
Oh, what a relief. This is my brother, Bob Reed. This is Johnny's cousin, Barry Ryan,
Barry.
Good to meet you.
from Chicago.
Oh, one of the Chicago Ryans, huh? Excuse me, I didn't mean that the way it sounded.
No, it's all right. I just spent an hour or so with Johnny and Maeve, and there is a difference between the Chicago branch and the Eastern Division.
Well, you got to understand that all the information we have about the Chicago cousin is a couple of generations old. Where'd that all start? Was that Johnny's aunt?
Yeah, and she was a terrible grouch.
Anything she told you about my grandfather was probably true.
Really?
Absolutely. Very, very bad news. Fortunately, I take after my mother's side of the family.
Rock singer, Ken George Jones.
No kidding.
And they're going to be based in New York now.
So I guess the group broke up?
Yeah, that's it. We've been on the road for 6 years, and Ken was getting tired. He wants to do some composing, cut his own album, and stay in one place for a while.
Yeah?
Last tour was an absolute nightmare. We had record crowds wherever we went, but word got out that Ken was leaving. The press wouldn't leave him alone, and pretty soon stories started appearing that Berkeley Place, that's the name of the group, wouldn't hold together if Ken left. Guys started arguing, and it didn't.
Were they mad at Ken?
Oh, yeah, at first. But nobody stays mad at Ken. You'll see.
Well, I hope to meet him.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, too. Come back again.
I will, thank you.
Honey, I gotta go. I left a folder full of receipts from the delivery. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning, okay?
You got a date?
Yes, I'm taking Faith to dinner.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
have a good time.
Okay.
If that's possible under the circumstances. I wish you'd find someone wonderful.
Faith isn't wonderful?
Faith is boring.
And boring is not wonderful.
Listen, I'm sorry about all the reactions to your being a Chicago Ryan. I mean, it's just that to us, meeting a Chicago Ryan with no warning, after all the stories, you know what I mean?
Perfectly. And when we get to know each other better, I will tell you the good stuff. Anything that filtered east about Mickey Flannery Ryan is only half of it.
Oh, why don't you tell me now?
Well, actually, it's pretty lousy. He was a con man, not even a very good one. He was still getting into trouble when he was 70. When he was dying, my father brought him back to live at our place, and I can remember going upstairs to the smell of cheap cigars. A week before he corked off, he papered the whole neighborhood with bad checks. My mother cried for days and then made them good out of the food money, and we had to live for months on bacon and cabbage and kale.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Are you close to them?
Oh, I haven't seen any of them for 4 or 5 years.
Why not?
Ah, business. We've been on the road.
But you like them.
Yeah.
And they like you?
I hope so.
Oh, that's good. I don't know what I'd do without Bobby. We had a bad time as kids. And I've always relied on him. And the Ryans.
And he's working for you now.
With me. Bobby does the nuts and bolts so I can be creative.
Uh-huh. You know what I like best?
What?
Those little lights on the trees outside. It's like Christmas. Ah, it's better than Christmas. It's magic. And that's what it's really all about, isn't it?
Magic?
Making people feel good. Taking them out of themselves. Promising them that this is going to be a special experience. And they're worthy of it. And you understand that. And you've made this magic just for them.
I couldn't say it like that, but that's exactly right.
Anyone can say it. You can do it. And you know what, Delia? That is power. More than money, more than sex. If you can give people magic, you can have anything you want in this world.
Oh.
What?
This is magical. That you understand what the Crystal Palace is and what I want. And nobody else, nobody who's known me my whole life has any idea what this is all about.
That's because we're connected.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful.
Me too.
That's a nice dress. I don't know how it's going to go over at the movie house.
Would you prefer I slip into something less comfortable?
Oh, well, whatever. Well, I guess we ought to be on our way. Lim's gets a little crowded by 7.
Oh, why don't we just stay here?
Oh, we got to eat.
I know. We'll sit and relax, have a drink, and I'll fix us something. I am so good at eggs.
Yeah, so am I.
Well, then I'll fix something else. I'll go check the freezer, and I'll defrost something wonderful.
Okay. No movie?
I don't know what's wrong with me, but Gold Diggers of 33 just doesn't grab me. Come on, you sit, and I'll fix you a drink. You're a Scotch drinker, aren't you?
Yeah, sometimes.
So am I. Well, tonight anyway. Go. Oh, do you want soda or something? Okay. I wasn't too high-handed about the movie. You sure you don't mind?
Oh, no. We got to keep each other company. That's the idea.
That's what I say. Skull. I'm glad you're here. You know, a fire is so friendly when you have someone to share it with. But when you're alone, it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's lonely.
I know what you mean. I got a fireplace in my studio. The apartment's made out of the old front part of a house. I never even tried to light it. Probably wouldn't even work anyway.
Tom and I used to sit like this all the time. We practically never went out. We'd just sit, talk, read. Oh, and he had this box of wonderful souvenirs from Ireland. He loved going through them. And there were always fascinating stories about each little object.
Faith.
Hmm?
Maybe you ought to reconsider about going out to the movie or something like that. I mean, we don't have to go to a Busby Berkeley movie, but...
Well, something Swedish, X-rated.
Well, whatever.
Oh, no. Come on, you sit down here by me. Fire.
Okay.
I promise I won't be maudlin again.
Oh, that's no problem. It's just that I promised I'd take you out. I think you ought to get out more.
We went out last week. That was us, wasn't it? Jazz concert at Riverside Church. Greenberg's afterwards. I loved it. And I loved the drive to Jersey on Saturday.
Hmm.
You've been good to me.
Oh, that wasn't the point.
Are you afraid of me?
No.
Don't be. Don't be afraid of me or for me. Oh, I know I get depressed sometimes, and I think about Tom, but that's normal, no?
Oh, sure, that's normal. Just kind of, I thought you'd try to work yourself out of it just a little bit.
I am. Oh, I had the most satisfying day today. No tragedies in pediatrics. Nothing I couldn't handle. And when I got home, I thought, I don't need to do anything or see anything. Just relax with an old friend. This is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about doing the town either, if that's what you call limbs in a movie.
How was your day?
Well, it was pretty good. I like working at the Crystal Palace.
Did you have any help when Delia was out?
No, not much. It was kind of nice having the place to myself for a change,
Sure beats rice.
Oh, yeah, it sure does. There's a lot of phony baloney stuff to that restaurant business. So stuff that Johnny and Maeve, they never had to deal with. Who's going to be invited to the opening? Who's going to sit where? Dee says it's all the posh people. I can do without them. It's not real.
Is this?
Yeah, this is nice.
Will I be invited to the opening?
Oh, sure.
I don't know. Delia may give you some problems. I know I'm not one of her favorite people.
Well, if she does, I'll talk to her.
Thank you. Thank you. In fact, thank you very much.
And you see them coming through the door, all the shiny ones. Jane Fonda, right? Farrah Fawcett, Burt Reynolds.
Aren't they all in Hollywood?
Sure, but they'll fly out. Once word gets around, they will be breaking down your door. And not just stars, either. All kinds of big guns. Henry Kissinger, what's his name? Arthur Schlesinger, Kennedy's, and the media, Roger Grimsby.
Geraldo Rivera. And Barbara Walters. I've already got a table picked out for her.
Oh, lady, you have got something terrific going.
Oh, lady. That's what Johnny calls me.
Oh, you are a lady, one of the great ladies of the American restaurant business. How about my timing, getting to the Big Apple just when all this is about to happen? Meeting you on my very first day in town.
Well, I think your timing's wonderful.
Did I do something wrong?
No way. Just that maybe this isn't the time or place.
I used to be an old-fashioned girl, but I'm not anymore. Are you?
Old-fashioned? No, I don't think so.
I'm glad. How long have we known each other?
Oh, a long time.
How old was I when you first delivered papers here?
Maybe 9, 10
Oh,
years.
it was such an awkward stage for me. Well, the next 5 years or so were. I was all legs, and they were about this wide. All elbows, too.
I thought you were very pretty.
You did? I thought you were a bully. Mary Ryan said you were because you used to always beat up on Frank.
Oh, well, that's until he beat up on me.
You were a bully. And I was a bookworm. Who'd ever think that we would end up in front of a fire together 15 years later? You know, I always liked you. I guess I just never thought about it.
Even though I was a bully.
I like strong men. I know that's a cliche, but that's how it is. I like you, Robert. You're supposed to say something like, you like me too.
Well, you know I do.
Tell me.
Honey, you know I like you. You're intelligent. No, you're fun to be with. You're beautiful. You're strong.
But am I sexy?
Yes, that too.
I like you, Robert. Let's go upstairs.
Maybe later.
No, you can stay all night. Wouldn't you like to wake up together? Would you like that?
You know I'd like that. Maybe later.
Arrange sex. Actually, I'm tired. It'd be a big disappointment.
Faith, why don't you lie down just for a couple of seconds? Come on.
Just for a minute.
You're all right. You're all right.
I just want it just for a minute.
Okay.
You promise you'll stay?
I promise.
You stay.
I'll stay.
Lieutenant Hurley called me this morning. He told me you have some questions about your wife's death.
You were the original coroner assigned to the case in December.
Yes, I was just looking over the file to refresh my memory. Lab reports, the pictures of the accident.
May I see them?
Well, I can answer any questions you have.
I would like to see them, please. Could you explain the accident to me, medically?
She received a heavy blow on the back of her head, which fractured her skull and broke her neck. That's the direct cause of death.
Is it clear exactly how she received that blow?
No, it isn't. I remember that troubled me at the time.
Why?
When they found her, Mrs. Finelli's seatbelt was still fastened. You would expect that the injury would have been sustained on the left side. But since it was sustained on the right side, it could only have happened because she was looking to the rear of the car and the impact came from the right.
I mean, if she were hit by another car.
Which didn't happen. Now, we know this from the condition of the car, according to the report.
Then there is no real evidence that the injury was sustained by the accident itself.
What are you asking?
Could my wife have been hit, her neck broken, and then placed in a car afterwards?
It could have happened, yes.
Why was there no further investigation at that time?
Well, you see, Mr. Finelli, some of these accident cases are not simple to analyze.
Yeah.
Dr. Winters. Yes. When? I'll be right in. Can you give me 5 minutes?
Sure.
Thank you.
me.
Oh, hi. Hey, Joe told me that you called. I'm sorry I didn't call you back, but you won't believe this. I got out of the hospital. I fell asleep for about 10 hours. What's up?
Want to see you.
Sure. Want to come out here for lunch?
I need to see you alone. I don't want you around.
He's out on the Nova. He'll be out there till tonight.
All right, I'll be there in a little while. If he should show up before I come, I'm only coming to see how you are. You understand?
No, Jack, I don't understand.
I'll be there in half an hour.
Okay.
Bye.
So long.
Oh, excuse me, my partner. I forgot it was business hours. He had a morning meeting. He said he was going to meet me here afterwards.
Yeah, well, actually, he called about 5 minutes ago, said he was all tied up, and would you excuse him, and he'll see you in the office in a little while.
Well, at least he called this time.
How about some coffee, huh?
I'd love it. Is Maeve around?
No, she and Barry went off to Mass, so, you'll have to make do with me.
Oh, stop it. Have I told you lately that you are one of my most favorite people?
Buttering up your future father-in-law, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean it.
I know. And have I told you lately how happy Maeve and I are for you and Frank? Have you done anything more about setting a date?
No, but we will soon. And anyway, who's this Barry? You just
Wouldn't be trying to change the subject, would you?
No, of course not.
I mean, if I'm intruding or
Johnny,
stepping on any...
wait a minute. I thought maybe this was somebody we could invite and somebody I should know.
Oh.
To the wedding, which is going to happen soon, I promise.
All
All right?
Subject closed temporarily. Hiya, Bobby.
Am I interrupting something?
No, I was just about to find out who Barry is.
Oh, I met him last night. Dee brought him by the Crystal Palace. He was like a pretty nice guy.
Huh.
Yeah, he's kind of... Actually, he came by again this morning to have breakfast with us, and Maeve said she was going to Mass, and he said, could he go with her?
No kidding. You know, only talked to him for a couple of minutes. Didn't seem much like a party-goer or a church-goer to me.
Who is he?
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Cousin Barry Ryan from Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, glad to see you this early. I'll meet you around the side, all right? I'll see you kids in a minute.
Yeah.
So, what's up with you?
Well, actually, I've been looking for you. Can you go over there for a few minutes?
Sure. Sounds serious.
Well, Jill, I'll tell you, I'm kind of worried about Faith.
Why? What happened?
Well, no problem. It's just that she's been depressed lately about Tom and about Mary and a lot of other things. And, well, I don't know how to say this, but I think she's been drinking heavily lately.
What do you mean?
Just that. You haven't noticed it?
No. Oh, sure. I mean, St. Patty's Day at the party, I said something to her, and...
Yeah.
Well, the day of Seneca and Kim's wedding, but I mean, she wasn't drunk or anything.
No. I don't mean that. And, I'm probably out of line saying this, but last night I went by to pick her up. I was going to take her to a movie, and she wanted to stay in, so we had a drink. Actually, I think she had a couple before I got there. She started talking. She was very sad. And,
Well, what'd she say?
well, she talked about Tom. She talked about her work, and it wasn't so much what she talked about. It was the way she talked. All of a sudden, I didn't know her anymore. Then she fell asleep on the couch. It's only 8 o'clock. Cried herself to sleep. I mean, honey, something is going on. It may not be serious, but I don't know what to do. I mean, you could talk to her easier than I can. I'm not so good at that sort of thing anyway.
Yeah. Thanks.
Good luck.
Here.
What's going on?
Something to show you. A lot of things to tell you. And I want to talk it through one more time, step by step.
About Mary?
God, what else is there?
I know.
Okay, let's start here.
Is this the man in the green hat?
Police composite.
Jack. I know him. I mean, I think I know him. I wish I had a real picture, though. I think he works for Joe.
Okay. Try this.
I saw this guy on the Nova. The last time I saw him was that day that I came out here and Joe was having that meeting. He was sitting right over there on the couch. I think that I'm going to be sick.
Hang in, because I'm afraid we've only begun.
You can find either one. This man at the Nova or the Harvard side.
I've already found them in the morgue. Turned up yesterday, Staten Island dump.
What does this mean?
Okay, now follow this. If you think I'm off, say so. On the morning of your wedding, Mary left the house. She was still upset but getting herself together about you and me, and she stopped at that coffee house.
Yeah, we know that.
Okay, later on, that same day in the afternoon, her wrecked car was found on an access road to the Brooklyn Expressway. She suffered a fracture, right rear skull, and broken neck. But she regained consciousness long enough to say, among other things, man in the green hat and EBB.
Yeah?
Now, we know that 3 weeks earlier, she saw a man in a green hat dealing drugs in that coffee house.
Yeah?
And we know if she saw him again the morning of the wedding, she would have followed him.
Yeah? She would have.
All right. Now, hold it there. We go to EBB. Now, about 20 minutes from where Mary's car was found as an abandoned warehouse, until recently used as a fish packing operation by EBB Marine Industries, which is owned by Tiso Novotny. Tiso is reputed to be the lord of drugs in Brooklyn. There's a rumor that the drugs come in on Joe's boats.
Where did you hear that?
From an employee of Tiso's who knows Joe.
Who?
I promised him confidentiality.
Oh, come on, Jack!
Leave it, Siobhan, leave it. Leave it. I said rumor, rumor. Now, he couldn't swear to it.
All right.
And I just left the coroner who investigated Mary's death. Since she was found still in her seatbelt, it is almost impossible to determine how she could have been hit on the right side of her head.
Go on. Put it together for me.
Mary saw the man in the green hat in that coffee house. She followed him to the EBB warehouse. There she saw enough to convince her she stumbled onto a drug operation. Someone or something connected it with Tiso for her. She called Johnny. She said, "Don't start the wedding without me. I'll be there in a half an hour." It took Frank and me 33 minutes to drive from that warehouse to Riot. But Mary never left that warehouse area. Someone saw her, knew that she'd seen too much. There's a time lag here. We'll probably never know what really happened. Finally, someone hit her in the back of the head with a blunt instrument, broke her neck, put her in her car, drove her to the site of the accident, strapped her behind the wheel, engaged the clutch, and sent the car through the guardrail.
Joe couldn't have had any part in this. He wasn't there. We were getting married.
I know. But whoever did it had to have recognized Mary, so Tiso had to have been told. Before or after. Okay. Now later, I start to ask questions. And a Mr. Phil Hirsch appears to ease my mind. I show Mr. Hirsch Green Hat's picture. Green Hat turns up dead.
You're in danger.
So are you. If Joe and Tiso find out I'm still asking questions about Mary's death and that I'm sharing it with you.
What happened to Hirsch?
Disappeared. I put the police on it. I turned over everything I know. They're more interested in drugs than finding out what happened to Mary.
Jack, how much does Joe know?
That's what I'm gonna find out.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in here. Yeah, I thought I heard someone coming up the steps. I guess it was you.
I guess so. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why?
I stopped by the hospital. They said you were scheduled for duty, but nobody knew where you were.
Oh, well, I'm right here. You know, see, I had tons of paperwork, and it was an easy morning at the hospital, so I just decided to stay here and do it. And then Capper was going to cover for me. Who'd you talk to?
One of the nurses.
Oh. Where'd you think I ran off to, the circus? Actually, that's not such a bad idea. Do you want something? I'll make some coffee. There's some
No,
fruits.
thanks. I'm fine.
Why were you looking for me anyway?
I'm worried about you.
Why?
Because I know you've been thinking a lot about Tom, and you've been feeling depressed, and I know you've been lonely.
Well, yeah, I have been, but what can I say? It's going to take time. But it's getting easier.
Okay, that's only part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm sorry if it offends you, but I need an answer. And I want you to understand that I'm not accusing you.
So what are you trying to say?
Do you think that maybe you've been drinking too much lately?
What?
Well, you know, because you miss the people that you love, and you're relying on the alcohol.
Oh,
Maybe
I don't believe this. Yeah, I take a drink once in a while. Who doesn't? I mean, when I work an 18-hour shift, I come home and I have a glass of wine. Or if someone asks me to a party, I'll have a drink. Does that qualify me for an alcoholic?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. That's exactly what you said.
No, I didn't.
Why would you even say something to me like this?
Because I'm worried about you.
Oh, well, thanks.
Faye,
Look, I appreciate you as a big sister. I always have. But I'm not 8 years old anymore, and I can certainly take care of myself.
well, I'm not the only one that noticed.
Oh, so you've been taking a poll? Who else said something? Roger? Oh, Roger's a good one to talk.
No, it wasn't Roger.
Well, who was it then?
It was Bob. I saw him this morning.
What did he say?
Nothing, just that he came here last night and you had a few drinks.
I had a drink. Oh, excuse me. No, I had a couple of drinks over a period of several hours. Shocking, isn't it?
Then why did you fall asleep on the couch at 8 o'clock?
Because I was tired! Boy, he really gave you a full rundown, didn't he? Did he tell you I kissed him? Did he tell you I asked him to go to bed with me? But don't worry, he preserved my virtue. I guess I terrified the hell out of him.
No, but I'm sure you surprised him. Come on, we both know that's not like you.
Oh, yeah, right. Faith never gets mad. God forbid Faith takes a drink. She never needs anybody. Faith, God, I'm fine. Yeah, I've been sad. I've been depressed. I've been lonely. But I'm trying to work this whole thing out, and if I make a mistake, okay. At least I'm trying.
I only want to help
Well, you can't. Jill, I'm not drinking. Believe me. I really thought you knew me better than that.
I do.
I'm all right. In fact, you know, I woke up this morning and I felt really good. That's why I'm staying here to finish this. You know, if I work through the practical stuff, then I can get on to the more abstract. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Then you can explain it to me. I'm sorry I got angry at you.
Oh, come on. It's okay.
Look, I've really got to go to the hospital, and I do want to finish this, so...
All right. Well, how about us having dinner later, okay?
Maybe. Why not call you?
Okay. You take care of yourself.
I will. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye. Faith.
I'll be fine, okay? I'll be fine.
Right away, my source said the old man is upset because Joey wants out.
Thank God.
But everything I told you predates his decision, so the question still remains. Was he involved in the narcotics? And where is he working from these days?
He spends most of his time on the Nova. He's never at the Harborside or in his office.
Does he have an office on the boat?
Yeah?
I want to wire it.
Wire?
Bug. Electronic eavesdropping device, preferably a voice-activated tape recorder.
Oh, on his boat? Oh, Jack, you'll never get away with that.
The microphone and the transmitter on the boat and the tape recorder someplace on shore. Jumbo has a guy who deals in these sort of things. I'll get a hold of him.
Can I help?
No, you've done enough now. Absolutely nothing. You're to do nothing more.
Please. Please. Be careful. Hi! What are you doing home?
What are you doing, not resting?
Oh, I looked out the window. I had to go to the water. It just looks so pretty.
Not as pretty as you. Oh, you like that, huh? Am I not a poet?
Longfellow?
You tired?
No. Hey, what are you doing home? I thought the Nova would have taken off a long time ago.
Oh, it did. I got a call from Tizo, so I let Carl go. He called. He's pushed his discharge through, and he called and asked me to come and get him.
Oh, I bet he's thrilled.
He is. You're not.
Oh, come on now. He's your uncle. Of course you gotta take him home from the hospital.
Yeah?
Hey, you're not working for him anymore, and that's all I ever asked.
Okay. Good. It's only going to take me a couple of hours, so since the Nova's gone, I thought maybe we could have lunch, you know?
Sure, yeah. That sounds like fun.
You're feeling kind of down.
Oh, no. Just quiet. You know, I was out there looking at the seagulls and the boats, and it's really peaceful here. And I realized that we don't have to run away. I mean, I know that we're leaving, but now that the violence is over, there's really not such an urgent thing.
Oh, we're already taking a couple of months to get ready. I don't call that running. But I'm glad you're back with the real Sheepshead Bay.
Look, you know, I think that you should really find a good price for those boats. And we shouldn't sell them at a loss. And that maybe if it takes a little longer for us to find a good buyer, we can wait. I mean, I'll wait. Okay.
Where did this come from?
I just don't think that it's fair to rush you, you know? I realize that I can wait.
I don't want to wait. Thank you. I love you. But we're getting out of here as soon as we can.
I had a call today from Mother.
Oh, how's she doing?
Yeah, she's all right. We got into talk about Mary. It's such a lovely spring day out. This is her favorite time of year, and it's hard to think of her not being alive.
That's what's depressing. Oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry.
It's just that it doesn't make any sense. I mean, she wasn't sick or putting herself in a risky position, putting herself in danger. How did it happen?
I don't know. I think about that, too.
Joe.
Oh, it's gonna get better. It'll never be okay, but it's gonna get better.
Thank you.
I wish there was something I could do that could really make a difference.
Oh, you already have, believe me.
Okay. Well, think about lunch, okay?
Hey, will you tell Tizo, please, that I'm very glad that he's going home?
I'll tell him.
Ideally, you should have therapy at least several times a week. Now, that's too hard for him. Well, then we can make arrangements with a hospital in Brooklyn.
Fine, well, I'll talk to him and then I'll let you know about that.
Very good.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah. Hi. You kind of threw me over there.
I'm waiting for Adam. Isn't that Siobhan Ryan's husband over there? The one that's into the underworld stuff? We've never been introduced.
Just as well. How are you?
Fine. Don't you like him?
Oh, I do, yes.
But I shouldn't, because he's a bad person. He does bad things and he knows bad people. Jimmy might get hurt.
Something like that. Travels in dangerous company.
Yeah? Like I might get shot or something?
Kim, I better get back to work.
You know, a lot of different kinds of company can be dangerous, Seneca. The person you trust in the whole world might turn around one day and slice you to pieces. Do you know what I mean?
Take care.
You bet I will. Do you mind?
No, sure.
I'm waiting for Adam Cohen.
I'm waiting for my boss.
Uh-huh. Who's your boss?
Nobody you'd know. He was just here a second ago. He's picking up his uncle's day.
Joe Novak?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, I saw him here before, but I didn't know you were with him. I'm a friend of the Ryans. His wife's down
No kidding. Small world.
there, isn't it?
Would you look at him? Never a sick day in his life.
Oh, Joey. Do me a favor. Get it through their heads that I don't need this thing. I can walk all right.
The rules. They give you a free ride to the door. You look great.
Rules. You know why I look great? Because I shaved myself finally. This nurse has got the hands of an assassin.
You really have recovered.
Well,
You're well.
I'm not skipping rope yet, but I'm getting there.
Fortunately, you don't have to skip rope to run your business. Between you and George, you can take over today. While he's gone, there's no trouble spot. You kept in touch. All you got to do now...
Say I'm getting there, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Well, you're perfectly functional. We always knew your hand would take time.
I get nervous. I tire easily. I still need to depend on you.
A second ago, you wanted me to get rid of the chair. Now you're getting tired?
Well, Joey, can we worry about something else? You paid the bill?
Yes.
Dr. Korn has dismissed me, so get the bag and...
You let the word out that I'm leaving the business?
Oh, George is taking care of it, I think. Yes, why?
2 months, right? 2 months?
Oh, I forgot to ask about Siobhan. How's she doing?
Siobhan's not pushing anymore. It's me now. Hugo, I got a chance to change what I do, and I'm grabbing it. I want you to understand. It's really going to happen.
You're the one that has to understand, Joey.
Tito, You've never gone back on your word. And I've never disobeyed you. Let's keep it that way.
Joey, you know in your heart that this change will take more than 2 months. No matter how much you want it or how much I want it for you.
How much time then?
6 months. More like a year. Possibly years.
What?
Oh. Did I give you my word, or did we dream this up between us?
We both remember what you said, Tizo. I'm holding you to it.
Joey, the fool curses his fate. The philosopher waits to discover his destiny. Be a philosopher, Joey.
I'm me, Tizo. I want control of my life.
Hello.
Hi, it's me.
Hi, what's the matter?
Well, I just lied my head off to Joe, and I'm feeling kind of sick about it.
I was afraid of that. What happened?
Well, I put him on trial. I tested him, and I'm afraid I'm the one who's guilty. Go ahead, say I told you so.
Well, I didn't tell you so. Exactly. But given how much you love Joe and hate lying, I wish you'd leave the investigating to me.
But I can prove that he's innocent, and I already have.
How?
A couple of ways. First of all, I took your suggestion about the 2-month deadline, and I eased up on the pressure, and I told him not to rush into a cell, and that I could wait, if no matter how long it took. And you know what he said?
What?
He wants to go. He told me he can't wait to get out of here, and he's just so anxious to make a fresh start. Absolutely believed him. No reservations at all.
Okay.
Look, I practically gave him permission to call off the move. Now, if he was really working with Tizo, he would have accepted that immediately. He would have been relieved and happy.
Okay. I know what you're saying.
But you don't believe me?
Tell me what else happened.
Well, I made up this phone call from Mother, and we talked about Mary's death and its seeming impossibility and the fact that there was no reason, and et cetera, and I listened to him with every cell of my body. He was so full of caring and absolutely full of sympathy. He doesn't know anything about Mary's death. And if Tizo's mixed up in it, he has not let on to Joe. I can't doubt him, Jack. I know this is no hard evidence, but I absolutely believe he's telling the truth.
Did you understand that we still do need hard evidence?
Yes, and I'm afraid I just couldn't find a way to ask him to let you on board the Nova.
Well, that's okay. Just relax. You did what you can, and I'll take care of the rest.
How?
Well, I have a friend who conceals bugging devices in the most unlikely objects. And he's coming by tonight with a suggestion for me. And his suggestions are usually pretty good.
So what do you do for Joe Novak? Don't tell me you drive that terrific limousine.
Oh, you seen that, huh?
Yes. Used to be parked in front of Ryan's all the time. Every time I walked by, I had this terrific urge to pet it.
Well, he's got a new one now, even better than the other.
I'd love to ride in it. Just one block.
You should ask Joe.
You mean you're not the driver?
No, I'm nobody special. I just work in the restaurant.
The one in Brooklyn.
Sheepshead Bay.
You must be a very special person for Joe to bring you with to pick up his uncle. That's a very important job.
I don't know.
I do.
Did I get your name?
My name's Kimberly Harris.
Kimberly.
It's weird, isn't it? I like everybody to call me Kim.
All right, Kim. Kim Harris.
What does everybody like to call you?
Oh, sorry. I'm Michael Pavel.
Hello, Michael.
Hi there.
Michael. Dr. Bullock, it's been a delightful stay, but I don't want to ever come back.
Not as a patient, anyway. Keep working with that hand.
I'll do my homework faithfully.
I'll speak to you about that physical therapy.
Right.
Goodbye. Bye. So long.
One less thing to worry about, huh?
Oh, boy.
I think there's something so exciting about those people.
Yes. Feel the same way about sharks.
Yep. Back to business as usual.
Let's hope so.
You know, I've never been to Brooklyn.
I'll be in my office.
Okay, I left a workup for you at the station.
Goodbye.
Bye. Seneca, do you happen to know what the name of Tizo's restaurant is in Brooklyn?
I have no idea.
Now, I have a couple of referrals for you.
Psychiatrist?
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you, but I think I've changed my mind. I think I found a way to make myself feel better without a doctor.
Kevin! You know, I wish we could talk Maeve into doing something with the bar.
What would you suggest now, Delia?
Oh, almost anything. It's too drab and dreary. It needs excitement, pizzazz, glamour.
Like crystal chandeliers and a green Formica bar top?
You and Johnny are never going to forgive me for that suggestion, are you?
Well, never say never.
It's just that I think we can do so much more with this place. I should keep my mouth shut and worry about my own restaurant. That's too many carrots.
Is it now?
Yeah, about 3 times too many.
Ah.
Maeve only uses 1 carrot per pound of lamb in her stew, and lots of parsley. You left out the parsley.
This is not Maeve's stew.
But that's what it's going to say on the menu slate, Maeve Ryan's lamb stew. And it won't be Maeve's, and that's false advertising, Kevin.
I'm a very wicked man, and I'll probably go to jail.
Well, it's just that I think when you're dealing with the public, it's very important to maintain your integrity.
Look here, Delia. You take your integrity and your parsley and put them into some creative effort on behalf of your Crystal Palace.
I don't understand you, Kevin. We haven't seen each other for weeks and weeks, and I'm trying to be nice, and you're trying to be mean.
I'm not trying, Delia.
You know what? I think you can't stand it because I have a place of my own that I made happen, and it's going to be a big success.
Celia, they can hear you out in the bar.
I don't care. What are you doing here?
As a matter of fact, I dropped by in the interests of your emotional health. How are you besides hysterical?
I'm not hysterical. I'm perfectly healthy. I was just ventilating my feelings in a very healthy way because Kevin was being mean to me. And even when I'm crazy, I know when somebody's being superior and sarcastic. And I'm fine right now. Thank you very much.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll abandon the carrots temporarily and pour myself a soothing 3 fingers of Irish.
So, you are feeling well enough that you gave up your hypnotherapy sessions with Adam Cohen.
Even if I did, Roger, what concern is it of yours?
Because I am concerned about you, Dee.
Really? Why?
You know, I am starting to find it a little bit boring, offering friendship and having it thrown back in my teeth.
That's real interesting because I'm a little bored with offers of friendship that always come in the form of poor John Julia must be having a terrible time. I better run right over and help her out. If I'm not seeing my doctor, it's because I don't need to. Furthermore, I don't need your advice or concern or help. I don't need you, Roger. Can you understand that?
Dimly.
Then go away and leave me alone.
I am tempted, believe me.
Tempted? That's supposed to suggest that you'd really like to, but you're afraid if you do, I might fall apart, right?
No, not at all. Let me begin again. I am tempted to go away from here without exploring what is really wrong between us because I am angry.
You're angry?
Yes, damn it. Because you're determined to hang on to a misunderstanding.
About what?
About Ray Woodard.
Tell me what I don't understand, Roger.
The basic nature of the relationship between Ray and me.
Delia!
Barry!
Excuse me, am I, interrupting? I thought we were going to walk over to the Crystal Palace about that.
Yes, we certainly were. And no, you're not interrupting anything of any importance whatsoever.
Mr. Novotny.
Hello, Raymond. You think you might find me a table?
Only the best. Your table's been ready for weeks waiting for this day, and no one has sat in that chair since you left us.
Thank you, Raymond. Oh, tell Sal to prepare an order of baked clam. But don't tell him they're for me. I want to find out what work's been going on since I've been away in my kitchen.
Of course.
May I help you?
Yes, I'm waiting for somebody. May I sit and wait?
Of course.
Thank you.
Hello, Mitchell.
So?
Kyle. Welcome back. Hi. Sit down.
Glad to see you've recovered.
Well, yes, except for a little trouble with my arm. But that's very little to take care of now, in the circumstances. I understand that you're quite pleased with what's happened with our friend Hammett.
Congratulations. There's one matter which needs to be discussed.
Joe, we hear he's made a decision to leave the business. A few of us would like to have a meeting with you as soon as possible. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, here.
I'll put the word out.
Till then.
Good night.
Good night.
Good to have you back with us.
Thank you. Good night.
You want me to get Joe here?
No, let's find out what they have to say. Right now, I just want to sit and get used to being back in my own world. The girl.
I don't know, but I've seen it somewhere before.
Oh, yes, when we left the hospital. Take me over there. Good evening.
Hello?
Is there something I can do for you?
I'm Kimberly Harris, a friend of the Ryans.
Oh, welcome to Harborside. I'm Tizo Novotny.
I know.
May I?
Please.
Will some of my in-laws be joining you for dinner?
No. Actually, I'm also sort of a friend of one of your employees, Michael Pavel.
Is he expecting you?
I thought I'd surprise him.
Oh. George, will you bring Michael in? Well, we seem to have quite a few mutual acquaintances. How is it that we haven't met before tonight?
I don't know. I have heard about you, though.
Ah, I'm sure. Don't believe any of that.
Gee, I hope it's okay if I came here. I don't want to get Michael in trouble.
Oh, don't worry about it. How long have you two known each other?
We just met.
I see. Ah, Michael.
Hi.
Hello.
To me. Now, could you please give us another 5 minutes?
Sure.
No, don't you dare go anywhere. This is Roger. Roger, this is Barry Ryan, Johnny's cousin. He's a very famous promoter and manager and my dear friend. He's been wonderful to me about the Crystal Palace.
Well, I'm sure Barry is impressed, but now that since we've finally gotten into this deal, I would like to finish it.
Some other time, maybe, like next year.
No. As a matter of fact, this may be it. Now, either you listen to me now and open your mind to a few home truths, or don't ever expect any effort from me.
Is that a promise?
So that was Roger, as in Coleridge.
As in someone I used to be married. Anyway, what were you saying about the Crystal Palace?
Funny you should ask that question. I spent the afternoon thinking about the Crystal Palace and about our talk last night.
About the celebrities and all the important people who'll be there. That made me feel so good, Barry. I know it was mostly fantasy. I can't tell the difference, but it was fun to pretend with you.
That is just the point, Delia. It doesn't have to be pretend. It can be real, and I have been giving some serious thought as to how.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. Delia, I am very good at what I do. Very, very good. In fact, there are only 2 or 3 people who are as good, and nobody is better. In the 6 years I've been handling Ken, I've met a lot of people, and I've made a lot of friends. And those are exactly the kind of people you want at the Crystal Palace. And if you want them, they will be there. I will personally deliver them for your opening. And I will continue to deliver them on a regular basis for the next few months. And before you know it, anyone who is anyone will be lining up and begging for a reservation.
That would be wonderful. Only,
Only what?
I don't think I can afford you.
No fee. It's my present to you.
Why? Well, how could I accept all that time and effort when that's your business?
Delia, I would like to make it sound like a big deal. Only, unfortunately, it's not. I would love to do it. It would help me keep in contact with some important people, and I would actually be doing them a favor. How often do you get to introduce true friends to real magic? But you can pay the phone bill.
Oh, Barry.
Is it a deal?
Deal?
Honey, we'll count on you then. Uh-huh. Well, I'll tell Ken that. He'll be very pleased you remembered. Oh, listen, Lenny, baby. If Richard and Susan are in town and if they'd like to join you, please tell them that they would be especially welcome. Terrific. Right. Bye-bye. Affirmative. See how easy it is?
I can't believe it.
Well, let's see. That does it for music, and Norman and Truman and Gore will give us a good cross-section of writers. How about some film people? Maybe a director. Aha! A director-producer. Otto Preminger.
Really?
Busy. Well, I'll get some later.
Waldo Lydecker.
Who's that?
Only one of the most memorable characters in one of the best films ever made. If you're going to have Mr. Preminger to your opening, Delia, you should know all about Waldo Lydecker. Delia,
What?
baby.
What film?
Laura!
I've never seen it. Kevin knows I've never seen it. He's just trying to make me feel inferior.
Well, if you like, I will arrange a screening for you.
Could you?
Certainly.
Oh, yes. Oh, I want so much to show him. I want everything to be so wonderful and so perfect.
Show Kevin?
Kevin and Roger. Everyone. Show them all. Well, Kevin, what do you think?
It's fantastic. It's incredible, Delia.
Thank you.
Can you ever forgive me
For what?
for criticizing your taste, for making you feel inadequate, for being superior and sarcastic and mean?
Of course I forgive you.
I'm overwhelmed with remorse, Delia.
Oh, no, my friend. There's no room for remorse at Delia's Crystal Palace. This is a place of magic and of joy. So, enjoy.
Delia! Steve! Steve!
Roger.
I was about to begin an emergency heart transplant, and I realized I'd forgotten your list.
My list?
Your instructions on how to organize your life, how to solve your problems, how to bring customers into your little cafe.
Delia, may I present Mr. Otto Preminger.
Welcome to Delia's Crystal Palace.
It's a very beautiful place. You can understand you did it all yourself.
Yes, I have. But I want to tell you how much I've enjoyed your work. I think Waldo Lydecker is one of the most memorable characters in one of the best films ever made.
Thank you very much.
Waldo Lydecker?
Oh, I see your wounded busboy escaped dictation.
Oh, it's all right. It's only Roger. Have a wonderful evening, Mr. Preminger. Ralph?
Celia, take this before it's too late.
Celia. Congratulations from your silent you-know-what.
Thank you so much for everything.
Celia, you're making a mistake.
You want me to take him out?
Oh, no, spare him. He was kind to me once. Let him return to the obscurity of his dingy hospital.
Mr. Preminger loves you. New York loves you. You are a brilliant success. Bravo, Delia. Congratulations.
I knew her when.
She did it without me.
Who is Waldo Lydecker?
Delia? It will all come true.
In Miss Harris' company. I hope we see each other again soon.
Well, I hope so, too.
She's a very charming young lady. I'll see that somebody covers for you in the kitchen.
Thank you. So,
Won't you sit down?
how are you?
Fine.
That's great. Me too.
I'm glad.
Thanks.
Now, if we start talking about the weather, we know we're in trouble.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you again, so I hopped on the subway, and here I am, and that's that. You wish I hadn't?
What?
Come out here to see you.
No.
Good. I'm glad. I just think that it's so very often that people don't connect, but when they do, they should make every effort to keep that connection going. You know what I mean?
I think so. You really felt like we connected, huh?
Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, you were just coming on to me.
No. Do you always do that?
What?
Just say whatever pops into your head without, you know.
Actually, I'm very shy.
I noticed.
I am, except when I'm on stage.
Are you really an actress? Professionally?
Sure.
Oh. Have I ever seen you in anything?
I don't think so. I'm just starting out.
That's great. I've never known a real actress before.
Plenty of other girls, though, I bet.
Come on.
All right, I can change the subject because I know I'm right. You like working here?
It's okay.
They seem to like you a lot. You know, it's funny. The Ryans hardly ever mention it. But I guess they're probably embarrassed. Hugo seems very nice.
That's right. I forgot you're a friend of the Ryans. How do you know him?
Thanks, my lord.
The guy who used to be senator.
He also used to be engaged to my mother.
No. That's your mother?
You bet.
That lady who owns all the newspapers and television stations and everything?
Yep. Do you know her?
I've heard of her.
Uh-oh, now you're thinking, oh, brother, spoiled little rich brat. It's going to destroy the whole thing that's happening.
No. What whole thing is happening?
The whole thing that's happening between us. There is something happening, isn't there? Maybe I'm just kidding myself.
I think you're terrific. There's only one problem.
What?
I gotta get back to work.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were married or something.
No. Listen. Would you mind if I called you tomorrow?
What's wrong with tonight?
I don't get off till 2 o'clock.
That's okay. We can go have coffee and then you can take me home. I sort of hate riding on the subway alone at night.
Great. Are you sure your mother's not going to mind you staying out this late?
Of course not. She's really very nice. You're going to like her. And I know she's going to think you're terrific.
Well, I don't know.
I do. Who couldn't? 2 o'clock?
See ya. You know, you keep surprising me.
Yeah?
Yeah, inviting me out here, coming to the restaurant.
Well, let's not talk about me anymore. Let's talk about you. Listen, are you Michael Pavel? You work for T-Zone Novotny?
Mm-hmm.
You still live with your mother?
Mm-hmm.
What about your father?
Dead.
I'm sorry. I don't even know my father's name. Maybe he's dead, too. Did you graduate high school?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. You played sports, didn't you?
How'd you know?
Your body. It's an athlete's body. Football?
Mm-hmm. Soccer. Wrestling.
What else?
That's what I think. What do you think? Hmm? Well, I guess we have to go to the table.
Oh, this is the biggest girl I ever knew.
Okay. You want to see your Easter bunny? Hmm? You want to see your Easter bunny? You do. Okay. Now listen, Easter bunny. You stay there now. Now you just stay there and behave yourself. Okay? That's a goodie. Whoa! You stay. Let's give him. Yes, give him a spanking. That Easter. What'd he do? What'd he do? Well, okay. Shall we see if he'll stay now? Huh? Okay. Okay. That's good. You're not asleep?
No, seems like none of us is.
Oh, well, now, this is a special treat. Cookies and milk for everybody. Come on, Graham. Join us.
Cookies and milk, we have a party.
Come on, a little party.
Your father has more energy than most men. He's an amazing man, your father. Now, we have some
This one you want?
that one for us.
Okay, that's for you. There's for Graham. And here's for Dad.
Thank you. You're watching my diet.
Here's to us. Oh. We're all amazed.
Did you turn those lights on today?
Mm-hmm. I also unlocked the door, which I suppose you had just locked, huh?
That is correct.
Well, I'm expecting a friend, if that's okay.
Oh, of course. As long as you lock up afterwards. Hmm?
I will.
No cookies.
No cookies?
No cookies. I'll take it then.
Okay, Mr. Bunny, you stay there.
Well,
You look amazing like Mary. Oh, stop that thing. Stop it, Nick. How'd she wait?
Well, I peeked in at her. She was standing up in her crib in the pitch dark, as if she was waiting for me.
Were you waiting for me?
No.
Oh, you two, you're always teasing each other.
The two of us, that's right.
That's nice. It's a lovely thing to see, let me tell you.
Well, it's the best thing I've got. Oh, when nursery is over, we'll probably be going back home.
Well, I had a feeling that you'd be missing Weehawken Street.
No, it's not that. Well, I think we're ready, so I'll have to start looking for somebody to watch her.
Oh, I'm sure you can find a teenager, at least for the summer.
Yeah. Now, look, don't feel like I'm taking it away from you, because I couldn't and I wouldn't ever.
I know. It really is the image of Mary at that age. Jack, I've been meaning to ask you. Have you found out anything more about my brother's death? Now, don't tell me that you haven't been looking, because I know you have. Francis has been helping you. I meant telling myself that not to test you about it, but I'm very short on patience.
Maeve, wait a little while longer, please.
Oh, Lord, Jack.
Ben, come on back.
Let me get her. Oh, yes. We'll just go on up.
Maeve, now this is Ben DeLuca, an old friend of mine. Met him about 100 years ago through Jumbo Marino. Ben is a consultant, so we're going to consult. This is my mother-in-law, Maeve Ryan.
How do you do? Excuse my appearance. This is Ryan Finelli over here.
I'm very glad to meet you both.
We both say hello and goodbye, if you don't mind. We'll be seeing you in the morning.
I say good night.
Yes.
You be good to the Easter Bunny. Now, I'll be sure to lock up.
Put him to bed.
She's a beautiful little girl.
Thank you.
You're gonna like this. It's exactly what you need.
Mother frightened me to death. I was just telling Michael. This is Michael Pavel. This is my mother, Mrs. Woodard.
Hello, Mrs. Woodard. Nice to meet you.
Michael is a friend of mine. We met today at the hospital through Adam Cohen, in a way. We just got done having dinner at the restaurant where we work.
How do you do, Mr. Havel?
Right. It's getting late. I better go.
No, not yet. Mother likes to have me have friends of mine over. I mean, at least then she knows where I am and with whom. Tell him. He thinks you're mad or something.
Of course. My daughter is quite right. Any of her friends are more than welcome. How do you know Dr. Cohen?
Well, he's sort of
A friend of a friend. Adam knows Joe, and Michael works for Joe's uncle.
the Harborside, in Brooklyn, way out. You ever been to Sheepshead Bay?
Good Lord, you're with Caesar Navarrete.
Well, I'm not with him. I just wait tables at his place. I need the money to pay for some college courses I'm taking in September.
Well, good waiters work very hard.
You look tired, Mother.
No, I'm not at all. Not nearly as tired as I was at the ballet. In fact, I'm wide awake. I'm going to have a brandy.
Listen, Kim, I gotta get going.
Oh.
Really, I gotta.
Okay.
Good night, Mrs. Woodard.
Good night.
Nice to meet you.
Michael, wait. Call me, or I'll call you.
Right. Thanks.
I think he's adorable.
Yes, I gathered you found him attractive.
Well, your timing was certainly terrible.
My timing was perfect. Now, I know you weren't sad, and I know you're on the rebound, but your involvement with this young man goes no further. God only knows what he really does for his pay.
Mother, you are such a small.
I am sane, my dear.
Oh, that's right. And I'm crazy, aren't I? Well, crazy people do crazy things, so I'm sure I'll be seeing a lot more.
Stop it! Now, I had enough of your crazy routine this morning. It is not cute, and I am not amused. You do need a psychiatrist, but you are not on the verge of a nervous collapse. And if I tell you that he is not going to stay here, you will obey me.
So we'll go someplace else.
Kimberly, you can run circles around that boy. What are you doing? He's beneath you. Don't go so low.
You know, I try so hard to please my mama. First I had a man who was too far above me. Now I have a boy who's too far below me. I think I'll just give up on my mama and start pleasing myself.
I mean it. I do, too.
And the next time you come home and find us here, you just tippy-toe down the hall until bedtime.
Let me get this stuff out of your way.
Now, the tape recorder is nothing special. The real workmanship is right here. You ever see one of these?
Yeah, my editor had one on his desk. My ex-editor.
You like to play around with it, right?
Show me nuts. in there.
Son, you could take that tape recorder 2 miles away, keep the antenna up, and you'd be picking up every word that I said. And it would play back clear as a bell. A bell.
Where's the microphone?
Are you kidding?
I shouldn't know. What is it? Is it a trade secret or what?
Look at it close, Jack. Examine it real close. Look for a tiny mic and a tiny transmitter. The finest eye in the business couldn't find them unless they took the whole thing apart. And maybe even then they won't. All you have to know is it works.
It's unbelievable.
Where will you be setting up?
Well, I figured I'd rent a room in Sheepshead Bay somewhere. Now, I have to be within a 2-mile range of Novak's boat. What else?
Nothing. Just quiet and dry by the receiver. Use the antenna like I said. And you just sit back and wait for the machine to record. It's voice activated.
Okay, I got it. Now, this thing has got to cost a small fortune.
Don't worry about it. For Jumbo, I'll make it available at no cost. Temporarily.
Well, I should only need it for a couple of days.
Fine. Fine. Jack, good luck and take care of yourself. You know what I mean? You know, Novotny and that bunch.